Hey everybody, christopherodd here. Welcome to a game called Moonbreaker. This is a turn-based strategy game using tabletop miniatures. Now it's made by Unknown Worlds. I'll let that sink in for a second. These are the guys that made Subnautica, Subnautica Below Zero, Natural Selection, among other things. And I gotta say that I was playing Subnautica during a very special time in my life when I left my full-time job in finance to make YouTube videos full-time. And so I've got really fond memories of working with these developers. They've been longtime supporters of the channel. They're sponsoring this video as well. The game had a free demo running last week, but if you missed that, and maybe you didn't, maybe you got to check it out, but I'll have links down below to the Steam page. It's currently on sale now, so check it out down below. I do want to point out something really unique about this game. It's set in a universe created by Brandon Sanderson, arguably one of the best fantasy authors of our time. He's best known for the Mistborn and the Stormlight Archive series. He's become one of my favorite authors over the past few years as I've been going through the Mistborn series, and I'm just about to start Stormlight Archive, so very excited about that. The story stuff in here is handled via a faux podcast, which we'll get into in the middle of combat. It's a really nice way to inject some of the story into a strategy game, and I think you guys will enjoy that. Now, I'm playing on a new update called Rising the Ranks, where they've added a ranked mode. They've got some new units in here, a new level, and they've revamped the visuals completely. They've even changed, if you played previous updates, they've even changed some of the ways in which you win the game, which is kind of cool. We'll get into a super robust miniatures painting section later on in the video. I've seen people spend hours painting like one miniature, and I gotta be honest, like, it's a vibe. They got Photoshop level tools in here, but it's also really approachable, and so I'll get into that a little bit later. But let's go in here and let's show you what this game is all about. So you can play against other players, you can do ranked games here, or you can do something called a cargo run, which is pretty neat. You fight against 5 randomized bosses, and they keep getting more challenging and more challenging. For a demo purpose here, I'm gonna pick the Exterior group. This is a group that I've got the most experience with, and we'll just do a practice mission here against the AI. You can pick whatever map you want. This is the new one, the Yeaweti Farm. I'm probably pronouncing that. Actually, I'm probably pronouncing it perfectly. Let's go with that. And let's rock and roll. You can also make your own rosters with any of the different units, and you can use any of the pre-mades as well. Totally up to you. Okay, so if I can treat this as a pseudo tutorial, I'll try to explain what's happening when we're in here, and then we'll get into some more free-flowing combat, and hopefully we come out on top. That would be great.
Only justice.
Okay, so we have to control the refinery. Now, in the different scenarios, you might see different control points, as you're seeing here. There's some Cinder on the sides. We'll get into what that means. Okay, where should we begin? Well, let's begin with this guy. He's our captain. This is Exterior. He's got a couple of abilities here. You may notice right away when you highlight this, destroy the captain to win the game. That is one victory condition. If I destroy the enemy's captain, we will win. In my experience, not the easiest way to win, but it really does depend on how the battle unfolds. So down here, you can see he's got some other abilities. A random ally within range gains Shield of Hope when a rival is destroyed. That's this rally ability. Well, what's Shield of Hope? Shield of Hope is one of his activated abilities. Reduce next damage to unit by 1. Easy enough to understand. We'll see that a lot. Then he's got Sword of Justice. He deals 3 damage to all units in range, just like an AoE around him, and that costs 2. What is this 2? What is this 1? What is this generation here? This is all about Cinder, okay? Cinder is what you use to cast these active abilities, and you're gonna wanna build this up over time. When you bring in different units, they will each create a certain amount of Cinder. Your captain makes the most, but everybody creates a little bit of Cinder every turn. So, what else do I want to show you here before we dive in? This is showing that he's a melee unit. There's range units. Some of them don't have either, and they only attack via special abilities. I think we have one of those. Detonia is like that. So you notice there's no sword or range symbol here. Same thing with Tona Mystic Manteo. but their special abilities are usually pretty cool. So this is their health total, and then under here you can see different possible actions. So this means that they have a move available. The red is their basic melee attack or ranged attacks if that's what they are. And then these are special abilities that can be used. So let's see how we want to do this. The goal is to kill the captain or to get 5 victory points ahead of your enemy. So this is going to start to sway. I'm pointing into the bottom right here. This is a change from the previous build where you would just have to get to 10 victory points. Now you just have to be ahead of your enemy by 5. That's the goal. If you can get ahead of your enemy by 5, you will win, and you'll see how this works in a second. In terms of maybe other interface stuff down here, this is the number of crew that are ready to deploy, and these are this crew here. And then your crew limit is 6, so that's something to keep in mind as well. So we're starting out with 2 leadership, this is called. This is this little badge here. And any leadership you don't spend carries over into the following turn. So part of the strategy is deciding, do I deploy my lower cost units and spam them out there? Or do I save them and get some higher cost units? You'll generate more of this every turn. So next turn I'll generate 3, then 4, then it keeps going like that. So how do you get these victory points? Great question, I'm glad you asked. You can control these zones. So these are zones that you can go into and activate. Once you activate them, you don't have to stay in them, but you may want to like block access. You may want to be in there to fight enemies that come in there to contest that zone. And if you control that zone without the enemy coming into it on their turn and you still have it at the beginning of your next turn, you get a victory point. Another new update in this build is that if you kill an enemy unit, you will get a victory point. So I've noticed the battles go a little bit faster now. And that's pretty cool. So there's nothing on the grid here. The interface is incredibly clean. We are facing a ranged unit. So you're gonna notice if I look to move over here, that red line is showing that he's gonna have line of sight to me. Some of this stuff operates as cover. So you got soft cover here, blocks movement and reduces accuracy. You have hard cover here, blocks movement and sight. So it's much harder to hit behind hard cover. But I'm gonna start moving here, and you can move anywhere within this green. It's really well diagrammed out, in my opinion. Let's go over to here so he doesn't have line of sight. He could obviously move to get it, but that's fine. Now, if I wanna deploy a unit, this is really important because you can only deploy it in this circle around you. So let's say I wanted to come in here and maybe get somebody like, who do we want? We could save a turn, but I think I'm gonna try to snag this little command point here. So this Stitchy McPatchy does some healing, which I don't hate, it's pretty nice, but he's pretty weak as well. Snareling will immobilize a unit if it hits them. Deadeye gives ranged allies plus 30% accuracy for 2 turns, not bad. Let's take a healer, and we'll put him out here. The deployment range is pretty small around here. I was trying to get up close enough to get there, but that's fine. Let's go here for now.
I have a siren?
And when they come in, they can use an attack or they can use their special abilities, but they cannot move.
Immobile units can't be ordered to move.
So some can be, but what you'll see here, dazed, cannot be used for deploying this turn, and immobilized unless unit has charge. So some special ways to get around that. But either way, we deployed our first unit. We're going to generate 3 leadership next turn, as you can see here in the bottom left. And we're down to 9 crew available and 1 out of 6 on the crew limit.
We must do this.
I'm going to throw a little shield of hope on here. Notice we spent 1 of our Cinder, but we're going to be generating 3 next turn. So let's go ahead and do that.
Opponent's turn. No one is in the lead.
Hopefully that wasn't too, like, just explainy, but I just wanted you to have a good understanding of what you're looking at here. Now, one thing I really like is when you watch the enemy turns, you kind of see things folding out or unfolding in real time. You can see where they're aiming, what they're thinking about for their moves. It's a really clean and cool system to be able to watch. So what he did there, this Zax Jakar, let's spend a second to just go through their skills. So they're the captain, obviously. They have something called back off, push target when Zax Jakir hits. So that's actually good for them because it could potentially knock you out of a zone that you might be contesting, and then their guys would then claim it. He has a sleeper mine, max of 3. It takes 1 turn to arm. When armed, explodes when touched or destroyed, dealing 3 area damage. He also has gravity disc, which you saw there, move units in an area together. So he just made it so that he has a better chance at getting to this cinder pile. So you can see here, for each touching unit at the start of their turn, gain +1 cinder. So he's touching that. And all of this stuff is very clear. Like, you see the groupings with the outlines and stuff. It's really, really, really cool. Like, a lot of games struggle with communicating all of that kind of information, but not here.
Present and sterile.
Okay, so let's continue moving up here.
Give pause.
Now, I could maybe move over here and deploy a unit into that control point, and then I could use this unit here. We do have some cover. It's just that he's a melee unit, and so yes, he's kind of a target. I feel like this guy might come in here to contest this anyways, which isn't the end of the world. But I'm gonna go here, and yes, they can both target me, but that's fine.
Searching.
I'm gonna look at my bridge here. One unit that I really like using is Maximus. So they have charge, which is cool. So they can move at full speed the turn it's deployed. They also have rapid fire, so they shoot twice for 1 damage, albeit, but still good. And they have fleet-footed, so whenever they damage a target, they refresh its moves. So you can move first, then you can hit a target, and then you can move again. So that's really nice. So let's go out here, and you can see the percentage chances to hit over on this side. So what I might do,
at your service.
Drop in here, and because this unit can move, the closer you are, the better chances to hit generally. I think if you get too close, it gets a little bit weaker. But I want to make sure that I can get back into this zone to claim it. So I think I'll take an 82% chance. That's fine. We're going to shoot 82% twice, remember, because we're shooting twice. So as long as one of them hits, I get that move, right? And now I can go back here, create a little bit of a barricade between me and the enemy with this giant cover in the middle. I'll claim this. This one's good. I don't think they're going to be able to get to that one. And then this one will be the next one we want to contest. So let's see.
I have a siren?
We'll throw a Shield of Hope over... I mean, I should probably throw it here. They might just attack my captain, which is fine. But we need to get in close to use this Sword of Justice anyways. And you can also see, when you hover over these abilities, everything's displayed. Like, you can see the range, you know exactly what's going to be impacted. It's just really, really clean. So nobody has any victory points yet, but that stuff's going to change. So he's moving over. It shows you, too, like, all of their percentage chances to hit when they're moving. So this guy, he's all about the reposition.
Nothing to see here.
There's a sleeper mine. When destroyed, explodes when touched or destroyed. Sorry, when armed. Deal 3 area damage. Okay. Little feisty. He's got a lot of units deployed here. Now, we got our first victory point. We're contesting this one, but so are they. I'm going to have to get in there because that's going to be sweaty. But I could also, like, I could make a run for this. And I could try to get up there. I am immobile, though, from the snareling. So the snareling came in, and when they hit a crew, they immobilize it for a turn. Then I have Deadeye, which buffs ally accuracy as an active ability. And they have Shield Barrier. Reduce next damage to unit to 0. So did they cast that on anybody? You can see any of the actives underneath, but no, not yet. Maybe this is a good time to show you some of the lore stuff. And if you look in this section here, they have created some professionally voice-acted podcasts, essentially, that tell the story of some of these units. So I'll let this play for a round or two, and you can hear what this is like. I think we can, yeah, we can see everything in here. Like, if you wanted to read it, that's also a thing. But here we go.
Booking! Dodgy! Booking, where are you?
What's going on?
There you are, Booking. I think the light. Where's your brother?
I haven't seen him anywhere.
Dodgy! Curse that boy, why can't he ever stay put? What about Granny?
Mama, what's happening?
Dodgy! Mother!
Please, Mama. What's going on?
Mother! Mother, where are you?
Did she say we're under attack?
Yes, dear, but don't panic. This is what the cellar is for, huh? Now, climb down. I just need to find Dochi and your granny. Dochi! Ay, Dochi, I can understand. He's 10 years old. He can be halfway across the moon by now, but how could Granny disappear? She could barely walk.
Don't fret for me, dear. I was only gathering some valuables.
Thank the light. Mother, I thought you'd gotten lost somewhere. You have the money?
No, dear, I said the valuables, the stories.
Okay, so you get the idea, and that's I just think that's a really cool addition for a game like this. Like, in a way, like, how do you tell a story? And they've created these pseudo podcasts to do it. I think that's a really creative way of doing it. So we'll take this. I'm still immobilized here. Not much I can do about it. We've used our deployment there. There's also like some special abilities that you can cast for your whole group that happen in like that cargo run mode, which is a cool mode. Let's see. Let's go over to here. Does my sword hit? It does, actually. That's awesome. So I could go Sword of Justice here, or I could go a protection over here if I'm concerned. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage. It's unlikely because, as I said, if they target this thing, which maybe they'll target it with this range unit, but I am blocking. If that explodes, it could be interesting. But I'm gonna go for damage here. Remember, you get victory points now for destroying enemy units, and these guys are starting to get lower health. As far as I can tell, none of them can heal either. So yeah, okay, I do have a basic attack available, but I'm not in range, so I can't use it. And let's rock and roll.
Opponent's turn. You have a 1-point lead.
So they're gonna need to come and contest me very quickly here, because I'm gonna gain 2 victory points a turn just from these 2 on the left. Yeah, so it looks like they are coming in to target these guys. We have the pressure on, like, we're looking good.
A bit slippery.
It kind of depends on what he's gonna deploy here. What did you throw out there?
Drop it out,
boy.
one.
Quick, in the bubble.
Oh, I think that was the Ozo site that was cast. Interesting. Nice whiff. Okay, so they're going down there as well. Oh, 73. You will take that. 85? Yeah, okay. They're very concerned about this, as they should be.
Here's an idea.
That was smart. So they're
Fighting each
contesting
other.
this now.
Your turn.
Okay.
You have a 2-point lead.
So you can see where we're really strong right now is we have this, and we were able to deploy anywhere, which was cool.
Want me?
What is
Right
this
over
unit?
here.
Stitchy McPatchy. Okay, so they have a healer out as
Why was I
well.
programmed this way?
Can I kill it though? That's the question. Maybe with something from my bridge. Like, I think I gotta bring a Tipu in here. If I bring a Tipu in, this actually has quite a large range to bring him in. So I like that. Oh, interesting. So this might be something that changed, but usually you can only bring it in around your captain. But I am noticing that I can bring it in around my other units as well. So I don't know if that was a recent change or not, but I like it, and I'm going to take it. I'm going to put it here. And then Tipu gains +1 attack, +1 health each time it attacks or lands an attack. So let's do 3 here.
Sorry.
Okay, that's the counter attack, and I'm fine with it.
I've got plans soon.
I've arranged here at 100, which is fine. It's fine. I'm trying to see if there's anybody else that we can take down. I need to get to these units with my captain and really start to dish it out. That's kind of misleading, that 1 damage, because remember, we get to attack twice. And I would like to maybe get around this and just a little bit further away from these guys. I'm still contesting with this unit, which is fine. So maybe I just go here. I mean, they can reach me. It's not the end of the world either way. Okay.
I have a siren?
So I could go over and finish this unit, and I'm still contesting here. I think we'll do that. Now, there's no, like, attacks of opportunity or anything. So this should get us a victory point. Very nice. This also gets this, so he's going to have to come in there and contest. We're going to get a victory point from there. I don't see a way that they're going to be able to deal with this.
Snipers perform best when left alone. It's science.
But, I mean, to be fair as well, I'm going to cast a stillness. They did land a shot there, and the chances to hit were actually not too bad. Maybe I go for this unit. Take him down to 1. And then with the captain, I think we come over here. Now, I'm still in the circle if I'm here.
My path is clear.
Oh, did I leave? Oh, maybe I'm just outside. That's not great. Oh no, we're contesting. We're good. I'm in. That's gonna be another victory point. And so if they don't kill this guy or kill one of our units, like I think we just win here actually.
Unit is out of range.
The Shield of Hope. Yeah, I don't have the range. I do have the melee. Actually, I can just win right here. There we go.
You're holding all.
So now, when you're playing a human player, it's going to be a more competent battle for sure. When you succeed, either in practice or via playing other players, then you're going to unlock these early access rewards. These are things like paint schemes, different flags, different avatar photos, stuff like that. There's no microtransactions in this game, which is nice. And then you can use these things when you're customizing your miniatures. So let's actually show you that now. Let's just pick my captain here. This is the guy that I was playing with. And we'll say paint, okay? So you can do up here, this is the default paint job. You can create a new paint job, and it just puts it on this gray, right? So let's say this is what I'm doing. If you're familiar with Photoshop in any way, you'll be right at home here, okay? You can turn on these different environments if you want. You can turn on like the world to make it look a little bit nicer and stuff, right? And then here's your basic mode. So you've got painting here. There's also like a tutorial on this, okay? So anything you touch, you're just painting on, right? Like that's a thing that you could do, right? Control Z to undo your steps, just like in Photoshop. You can redo stuff here. You can toggle the UI. Down here, you can pan the camera around in different ways. This is your eyedropper tool. Say you wanted to pick like this. You're over here. You can eyedropper to select a matching color, right? This is your brush size. You can also use brackets, just like in Photoshop, to increase how big or small your brush is. And then this is your opacity. So if you want to paint something a little bit lighter, you could do that. Now, you're probably thinking like, okay, man, like, yeah, that's cool that you can paint all this stuff, but that's going to take some time to like make this paintable, you know? And that's true, but they've got something really cool in here that helps a lot. So as an example, you can toggle this auto mask. And what that does is it limits your painting to where the where you start. So let me bring my brush down a little bit and see if I can demonstrate this for you. So let's say we're gonna paint this cape, okay? We'll do it like a cool, maybe gold type color, okay? And because we have that auto mask on, it's only painting the cape. And that's really nice because if like you can get in there and do it however you want, but having that auto mask is super, super handy. I'll bring it around here and we'll just do the whole cape like so. Now that's not it, okay? So that's just your basic paint. If you go into like a wash, for example, one of these is like for shadows, I think it might be, yeah. So wash is for emphasizing shadows. So if you go into like some of the creases and stuff with wash on, it'll just give it a little bit more depth than if you left it without that. And then what you can do is go to your dry brush, and this is more for highlights. So let's say we go to white here, and it's just going to accentuate these highlights that are naturally there a little bit more. This is kind of like if you're familiar with Photoshop, dodging and burning. Painting miniatures is something that really intimidates me. I have a lot of board games building up in my life as of late, and some of them have these really cool paintable miniatures. But I am hesitant to paint them because I don't know the best way to do it. But this is like legitimately very cool practice. I think this is really neat. So let's say this is my paint job, right? So if I go back, I'm gonna say yes, save my paint job. This is the default, and this is mine, right? And you can literally go through and paint this entire thing however you want. I won't do that for you here, but I know people that will spend hours doing this. Future Chris here. I just want to pop in and show you something that I missed in this studio. You guys may have noticed that there's this little section down in the bottom right, and this is really helpful if you have any idea about color theory or if you just like painting. You can come down here and place whatever color you want, but then you can start to mix colors together. And when you do that, you could then take your eyedropper tool and select from the mixed color, right? And then go back to your painting method, and you can start painting with that specific color. Let me just get a good view here. There we go. So we're doing like a kind of neon yellow approach from the red and the green that we mixed. And you've got, you know, a cool way to get your own custom colors by using the eyedropper and stuff. So yeah, it's pretty neat. And if you're gonna spend time in this game painting miniatures, spend time customizing the colors and stuff to get something super unique. You can then add a custom palette and say like, use the eyedropper to get this, and then boom, there's that color, right? It's all using hex codes and stuff, so you got unlimited options. There we go. And you'll get a lot out of it because it's fun. This is like, it's just fun to do. And maybe what I'll do is have overlaid some of the developer videos that they've made on this, because they do a really good in-depth job. But like, this is just the basics, right? You also have like this airbrushing mode. So let's bring this up. I'll bring the opacity up so you can see what that's doing. Okay. I'll turn off the auto mask here just to give an idea. Maybe go into a color. Okay. You can like blend colors together and stuff. There's a stipple that kind of makes things look, if you had some level of artistry, you could like make things look a little bit dirtier. And then you have decals here as well. And some of these decals can be unlocked, but let's say you wanted to do this like icy thing, you could put that wherever you want, right? It's a lot of customization. And again, you can do this for literally every unit that you unlock. And then it becomes this whole custom look for you, which is really, I think people are gonna dig the hell out of that. There's some lore here, there's some stats. But yeah, man, this is really, really cool. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, because I think people are gonna love this. So check it out on Steam. Check out the links down below. Remember, there's the free weekend, August 17th to 23rd. There's a big new update coming as well. Hope you guys enjoyed, and let me know what you think. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.